Thank you for sharing your Wednesday night with me. We're talking about don't believe the hype. It's Wednesday. That means it's AfroEconomics Live. Thank you. I appreciate you all sharing this evening with me. I can't wait. Y'all better get ready, clear your throat, because I'm opening up the microphones. I want us to talk about everything tonight. This is about like things that we have put into our head and accepted as true. Things, ideas that were given to us. And we said, okay, oh, that's Miss Cornegay. I see you. Yes, indeed. So good to see you. I'm so glad I asked. And that, but things that we have accepted as true, but they're not really true. Things that you can accept as true, like it can I'm not gonna say mess up, but can disturb your life. Can I get an amen on that, Miss Cotman? That, I mean, Stemmy, do you feel me? Like that you can say, like you can decide that someone will repeatedly tell you that you are not smart. And it's not a problem until you accept it that it's smart. So they say, you're not smart. So then you just decide that you're not the smart one. And sometimes it takes until the person is like 60 years old, 70 years old, that they realize, whoa, I am intelligent. I am smart. Let's be very careful on what type of labels or what things that we accept in our mind as true and they are not. The power that we have in our mind, that we don't take for granted and we don't control. We don't even really control what goes into our head. I remember last week when I made a post and I said, I can't believe that this lawyer would do this settlement for this money on Breonna Taylor. I said, I can't believe it because I know that he knows better. That if they're trying to do a settlement out front of if these people even being arrested for murder, come on, y'all. They are taking money before they've been arrested. Can you imagine being killed? You don't have any children. Like say, Miss Taylor doesn't have any children. There's no descendants. There's no rush. Everybody, is still doing what they were doing because she was grown. She was taking care of herself. And you came in my house and you killed me. And money is being given out before the people that killed me get charged. So the money is given out. And I'm saying, this is ridiculous. I can't believe that we're accepting. I can't believe that you accepted money. And then I was attacked. Intelligent people, because one of those sayings they say, highly educated equals smart. That's not true. Just because you're highly educated doesn't mean that the person is smart. And just because they're smart doesn't mean that they're highly educated. Look at some of the smartest people meaning they have good sense. They can tell that when somebody starts giving up money, I started to say pulling down their pants, but I'm not going to talk like that. When they start giving up money, that there's a key, you're about to slam me in the head. You're about to hurt me. You're about to ruin, you know what I mean? You're about to ruin everything. And if you accept that, you're going to have to deal with the consequences. So now today we see Breonna Taylor, nobody was charged with her murder. And now the young people and old folk like me are all upset about this. Don't believe the hype. That you have to agree with everyone else, because everyone told me last week, oh, well, the family probably wanted to do the settlement, but they'll arrest them later. They'll arrest them later. Did I give in and start believing that hype that they would arrest them later? No, because we have to rely on our common sense, not your highly educated, because there were couple of lawyers in there that were trying to tell me, one is civil and one is criminal. Okay, Mr. Highly Educated. Okay. But that has nothing to do with what we know from living in the United States of America while Black, that they are not going to charge these police officers with her death. That's why they gave out all this money. Y'all feel me? And I didn't fold. So even though something might be said and it's popular and it's accepted, my thesis statement is that you don't have to accept it. Don't accept it as true. So what are some of the things that when you were growing up, that was everybody said that and you accepted as true, and it took a while of living before you realized that don't believe the hype. It's not true. Who is going to share the mic with me before I start? I have 12. I have 12, at least 12. My list keeps going on and on and on. If I have more time, I think of more. What you got for me? Someone started talking. What you got for me? Your mic is open. What has been told to you that was true, but you actually discovered as you became wiser that that is not true and you don't have to accept it as true? Give me some.
Putting your purse on the floor.
What'd you say, Miss
Putting
Howard?
your purse on the Putting your purse on the floor. If you put it on the floor, you wouldn't have any money. And half the time, wasn't no money in there anyway.
Really? And look, and you from up north, and they said that.
Yes.
I thought, I thought stuff like that only came from the South. Look, he said if you put your purse on the floor, it will make you broke. Isn't that something? What I guess their point there was, we know that that's not true because almost everywhere now they almost force us to put our purse on the floor. I think it's ridiculous. My mother can't stand that. Look, she would prefer for somebody to get up before she put her purse on the floor. But now they look at you crazy because you're putting your purse on in a chair or on a table. They feel like the purse shouldn't be there. It's kind of gross the way they don't want you. But the point was, what do you think, Miss Howard? I think they were trying to say, like, you got to care about your money.
Yes. They would say, you will be broke. So keep your purse up high.
Uh-oh.
But
That's almost up there with money being the root of all evil. No. And then speaking it like it's Bible, that money is the root of all evil is not in the Bible, or godliness is next to cleanliness. These things are, but money. How many people were brought up on that saying that money is the root of all evil? Is anybody else?
I was.
Oh. I mean, I feel like that's almost a form of child abuse.
I don't know if I was brought up on it. I just know I heard it a lot,
Right?
throughout my life.
Right?
mm-hmm.
Isn't that something? And thank God that you're a wealthy person, because a lot of times that will turn people off from being highly motivated like you are. Because they will go, why would I want to be evil? I'm not going to go to work. That'll make me evil. I mean, people actually manifest that.
Mm-hmm.
That they, don't, and people don't like people that have money because of that. And if the person who has money is anywhere near human, they will, every mistake that a person with money, if they feel that money is the root of all evil. Now, a broke person can make the same mistake, but a person with money make that mistake. It's because they have money. Like a person who's broke can steal, and a person who has money can steal. But they feel like, a person who has money is being greedy, but a broke person who steal is still being greedy. You can't steal. Money is not the root of all evil, and of course we were, it was the word tells us don't worship money. Money doesn't come before God. But that's not what we were taught. It was just that, people that have money, it'll make you bad. It'll make you mean. It'll make you selfish. It'll make you not care about other people. And that's really sad. And you see that a lot, especially in political races, when I sit there and I watch them and they compete about who was the poorest when they grow up, when they grew up. I had plastic bags around my shoes when I was in school, I had, and it's like, oh my goodness, all y'all were doing good. All y'all were doing good. All y'all, all, and but it's like this, that they feel that if they admit that they had a good experience or a positive experience, that they'll be punished for that. What about this one? I can do bad all by myself.
Mm-hmm.
Can't stand it. Can't stand it. Why would I want to be alone if I was going to do bad? I don't get that. Misery loves company. Why would I even repeat that? Why would I say that? Like they use it as some sort of like anthem. I could do. I don't even like to say it. All by myself. What? Okay.
You know what, JB? I'm sorry to interrupt, but I think I can do bad all by myself means that I don't need you to help me do bad. I can do that on my own. I don't need you to come and sit and help me do bad. I'm doing a good job by myself.
You told me that before, because one time we were together and I told you I hate that saying, and then you said that you told me. You said, I'm glad that you repeated it, because I would have said. But
yeah, I think it's how you see it, like perception, half full versus half empty. So bad all by myself is I don't need you to help me spend my money and not save. I can do that all by myself.
Exactly.
But you cannot claim it. You cannot claim that. You will do
Right, that's
bad.
not what you're claiming, though. You're claiming that I don't need you to bring me down.
But then say that.
Exactly.
Then say that, because you are saying I can do bad all by myself.
But that's still personal responsibility. There's nothing wrong with claiming that, because just like you can do bad by yourself, you can do good by yourself too.
Don't do it, but don't claim that you will do bad by yourself. Now, I'm only saying because I truly believe in how powerful our words are.
Well, you're just telling that person that I can do bad all by myself. I don't need you to help me. So if you're not going to help me do better, I can do bad all by myself.
But if she wants to do better, if she wants to be a multimillionaire the way she deserves to be, she will say absolutely nothing. Actually, she'll just do it. But definitely don't claim that I will do bad by yourself, because you should keep him if you're going to be bad by yourself. Why?
The concept of that. You know what? You're speaking your truth.
No, I'm speaking. I'm just speaking. No, I'm just speaking the words. No, Jenny. Speak the words literally. Like, you don't have a right to say words and think that people are going to interpret them. God hears exactly what we say, in my opinion, and people hear exactly what you say. So if you say, I can't do bad all by myself, that is a huge proclamation. Only my opinion. Only my opinion.
Yeah, I think it's how you're seeing it. I'm seeing it a little different. I'm seeing it a little different.
And that's why it's so popular. And look at how you all are responding to this.
It's like you're letting that person know that I don't need you to help me do bad if I was going to do bad. It doesn't mean that I'm doing bad.
Yeah. But until we change our mentality, nothing will change. Your mind has to be so grossed out about doing bad by yourself that you won't say that word. That's how.
But you're taking it literally. See, we're not saying it literally.
That's right.
We're not, but that's not how we're saying it, because I don't feel like I'm doing bad. I feel like if I'm having a moment and you're not helping me with that moment, it's like, hey, I can be in this moment all by myself. I don't need you to be in this moment with me. So it's not like you're literally thinking that you're doing bad.
Exactly.
Does that make sense? I think it's how you see it.
I think I get what you're saying, though. You're talking about affirmation. So regardless, like
Yes.
Whatever you say is going to come to pass. So if you're going to say,
Yes.
I'm going to do bad, if those words come
Don't
out of your
say it.
mouth,
But you can
it
say
doesn't
it,
matter that
but
you didn't
you can
intend
just
to do
say that I
bad.
warned you. Yo.
Yeah. So it's like, if you leave a bad situation because you want to do better. You don't leave a
Amen.
bad situation so you can do bad by yourself. You leave it and you better yourself.
Amen. I
Better
believe in
yourself.
affirmations. I truly do. And what you're asking me to do is not take your words literally, but I believe that that has held women back in many situations because we feel like we can say things but that's how I meant it. But it doesn't matter how you meant it. Focus on exactly what you said. And if you focus on exactly what you say, because that's how we're instructed. If you focus exactly on what you say, your I am statement is very important. I am powerful. I am kind. I am smart. I am independent. I am healthy. I am, but I'm not going to do that. I'm not going to put anything negative. And I know, and it is true, that everybody can do bad by themselves. That is true. But I just, saying that I feel like it holds us back.
But
Only,
see, here's the
only
thing.
because we're
If you
talking
said
about,
I am, let's say I said I am
yeah.
doing bad all by
Yeah,
myself, but I said I
but you
can.
said I
So you're not saying
can,
I am.
but I
But see, I
can.
am, but I am is saying I'm doing it. I can means I can do it. It
But
doesn't mean I am doing it.
that's pretty strong. Why
Whoa.
wouldn't
Yeah,
I
you
want
have
to
to
do that?
change the
But we're
word
gonna go
altogether.
on. All right, we're gonna go on because the
Whoa.
guys.
I'm gonna do good by
I'm sure.
myself.
I'm
You
sure
twist
that.
the words, the actual words that
Amen.
you say. You're
I'm
calling
gonna
that
do
into your
better.
life. You're
Amen.
gonna say, I'm
And I'm
going to
gonna
do
tell
good.
you, as Jenny said, yes, you all can look at me as a victory, a person who has spent the overwhelming majority of her life alone. And I have a good man in my life now, but I decided that I was going to have a good life on my own. I had adopted, but I'm just saying, all of these, we could do that. We could say the same thing. Oh, well, fake it till you make it. Let's look at that one. You can say the same thing. Well, they don't mean it literally. Fake it till you make, you know what I mean? Yeah, well, that does. And a lot of people fake it. And because of faking it, they never make it. Never.
I think
Because
it's how you interpret it.
they're
Shoot.
so
Yeah.
exactly. And they're
Okay.
so busy. So tonight is about things that we say that work against you and you don't even realize it.
It's called hung by the tongue.
Amen. Isn't that the truth? I mean, but a lot of people, as a person said, it depends on how you interpret it. But most people who are trying hard to create a better life for themselves, like us in AfroEconomics, we need to realize that there's a whole bunch of people who fake it and try to make it. But you got to make it and don't fake it. You got to be exactly where you are because the debt, the financing, the loans, the credit cards, all of that comes in, that's faking it.
That's faking it, yes.
And what about, money doesn't grow on trees?
What?
I believe it does. Why would I accept, like you go in and your parents told you, money don't grow on trees. Do you understand what they were saying to you? With the consciousness, what they were putting into you? Is that money doesn't flow through them, that they don't have it, that they're not accessed, that I would never say anything like that to my daughter. I could say, no, I don't want to give that to you now. But I'm not going to say that money doesn't grow on trees like you're trying to, like there isn't a constant source of economic flow in this world, because there is. Our job is to figure out how to get that energy to you, because you are a money tree. And money does grow on you, and money can flow through you. And some people, because of that attitude, they're not generous because they're too scared. Money doesn't grow on trees. I ain't gonna give that to you.
But how
And
can you say money grows on trees?
How
can you say that?
How can I say it?
Yes.
Oh, I was just saying, because I believe that money does. I feel that money is always in abundance. It doesn't grow on the tree, but what money doesn't grow on trees means the person is saying money is not always flowing. It don't just come to me, but money does. If we decide that we're always going to have money and money is always going to come to you, you are always going to be doing positive things and you're always going to be watering that tree and that money is going to flow and you're never going to stop giving. You're going to constantly have fruit that's falling and falling from you. I believe that attitude of money doesn't grow on trees is I'm afraid, it's an anxious, it's anxiety, and it makes especially our young people not realize that you can actually have a positive attitude about money and still be disciplined. But we don't have to tell them, no, money don't grow on trees and I don't have that money right now. It's, hey, I'm saving for college. I have some other things that I need to direct it on. You already just got a pair of Jordans right now. We have to do some things. We adopted a family for Thanksgiving and we have to give some things to some other people as well, blah, 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 blah. But money doesn't grow on trees. It's just not enough to develop that wealth mentality that we all deserve.
I get it.
So what about work smart, not hard?
You can do both.
Hi,
Work smart, not hard.
I have to speak to that one, JB.
Sure.
And that's because that used to be the Air Force slogan, but it was not the way you just quoted it. Was originally work smarter, not harder.
Exactly.
That's how it got changed along the way.
Oh, you think that people kind of stole it from the Air Force?
Yes.
And they were saying work smarter. Yeah. And it'll help you not have to work harder.
Right.
And
right.
harder and harder and harder.
Right. And it's just got turned around some kind of way.
Yeah. And because people are always looking for an easy way out, unfortunately. And it's such a lie. So it makes people disgruntled if they actually have to work hard. And just because you're working hard doesn't mean that you're working smart. Because you can work hard, and because you're working at the right thing and you're working at what you love and you're making a difference in people's lives, you're still being smart. You're just working hard as well. And I haven't seen anybody successful yet that did not work hard. So you'll see people saying, I'm working smart, not hard. That's going to be to their demise. It's going to be to their demise. They have to realize that, as Ms. Worley just mentioned, it has to be an attitude of working smarter, not harder. But that's after you have a whole team. They got a whole Air Force. But if you're a person, just an individual, you're going to have to work hard and smart. What about competition is a good thing? Have you heard that before?
No.
Competition, you've heard it. Like in business, they always say like competition is a good thing. Well, I've heard people say that. They go, competition makes you better. Have y'all heard that?
Yeah.
Yes.
It should.
Yes.
Yeah. It's not true though. Competition doesn't help, especially people in business. It helps the customer, but it doesn't really help the business owner. So when they're like saying in business, and they're doing an interview, competition is a good thing. You know what I mean? It's not. And it cuts into their profits and it tears them down. And it might actually put somebody out of business. Have you seen it? Like so competition is a good thing. The question would be for who?
Exactly. Because if it was really a good thing, then you wouldn't see all these corporations buying up their competition.
Yep,
to avoid
exactly. So if it was so darn good, why you buying them out? Isn't it true?
Exactly.
Yeah.
Soon as it's so true. Isn't it true?
Mhm.
I mean, just think about it in life. Competition is a good thing. It is not. Competition makes you better. It does not. It does not make me better. So there's somebody go, like, I don't even want to go. Y'all know what I mean. So how about this? What about this? Education is power. Education is power.
It's what you do with it.
And remember, I'm taking it literally.
I think knowledge is power.
But is it really?
Until you apply it. I mean, you
Yeah.
have to apply it. So it's not
What
until
you do
you
with the
apply it.
education?
Yo. So education is the process of facilitating learning, the acquisition of knowledge, skills, values, beliefs, and habits. That's education. And power is the capacity or ability to direct or influence the behavior of others or the course of events. Could two things be more different? And that, I mean, it's such a joke. You have to actually learn how to be a power broker. That's why you have the most powerful people on the planet. Look, they really are not that highly educated. If you just Google who are the most powerful people on the, it's gonna be like Jeff Bezos and Bill Gates. Like, I don't even think Jeff Bezos finished undergrad. It's, it's uh, really,
But you have
but
to qualify for education.
But education,
Be educated
jeez.
without being book smart.
Thank
Like
you.
you said before.
yep.
And it is power, because if you don't have it, if you have ignorance,
Education
ignorance is
is,
not
yeah.
powerful.
No, education is not power because
Correct.
it doesn't do anything. Like all it'll do is get you a job, and a job is not power.
When
We're
you
not
say
talking about
But
education. We're talking
education,
about the like a
Power
school
is
system, but you have
getting
to
in a
educate
position to
yourself.
actually influence things, So, but we've been sold on that because the education system makes a lot of money on making us feel like that is our way out. But when you look at the numbers for Black people, a college educated Black person, their wealth is less than a white person who didn't finish high school on average.
Yes.
I think we have to look at it different though, because even
thank
though
you.
people like the education, it's not education itself. It's
yeah,
that formal
Exactly.
education, because these Jeff Bezos and Bill Gates and all these people, they have skills. They were educated and they either self-educated or they learned this stuff at a young
exactly.
age. And so if
Yep.
our kids are not ready and if they don't have any skills, then they cannot go and do like those other people have done and just create something out of nothing. So if there's no excellence and if you're not knowledgeable and if you have not educated yourself in some way, it's not going to work. So I think we should change
Because
the narrative about education itself, but more so this thing that we have to spend a lot of money to go to higher
yep.
education formally.
And they really should say hard work is power. I mean, if you look at anything that all powerful people, meaning say employ a lot of people listen to, I don't even think TD Jakes went to college. Like that are of influence, that have, they say they create influence or move events like that. There, that it's totally, I would say, yeah, definitely it would be more like directed focus equals power, but education equals power
Mm.
is so wrong. Like, and if you get an education and you can
Oh,
get the highest
Jesus.
education, and if you don't direct it the right way, and if your desire is power, you can get the highest level of education and still have no power. There's a lot of like PhDs who make a lot less than, and they're in a lot less powerful position than some of the most powerful or wealthy people that we know.
But how many powerful people do you know that aren't educated?
I mean, all of the most powerful people in the world, the overwhelming majority of them, like they did a story the other day and they said Beyonce and Jay-Z are the royalty of the United States of America. Neither one of them went to college,
And neither.
but they're powerful.
Right.
All I'm
But their
saying is that,
education does not come from the books. Their education comes from life. So they're
Thank
still
you.
educated. That's my
but
point.
no, but they started very young and they've been famous a long time and they're worth billions. All I'm saying is education is not equal to power.
But I'm
He
just
says
saying,
They're hard.
formal
their
They're
education.
hard.
definition,
There's a
Exactly.
difference.
Exactly. But
their
we've
definition
taken,
of
but the point of this is to take the words literally.
Jesus.
go.
Who is that getting so
Education is
frustrated?
learning. Education is
I'm going to turn your
learning.
mic off.
It's
Golly, calm down.
the teacher is
You're
frustrated because
supposed to be having
education is
fun.
learning. And if you sit there, you can't equate book smarts with power. That's why Beyonce and Jay-Z are powerful, because, and they're still educated. They weren't educated in the school. They're
No, they
educated in
weren't.
the
But
world.
no, but you got to stay with me, Stimmy. I know you're an educator, but we're talking about your type of education is not
But
equal to
that's your
power.
definition of education.
But it's not equal to power. Like, that's the way they're selling it to us. When you say education is power to a young person, it's not true. Education is education. Power is power. Hard work. If you're trying to figure out how to get to power, you're gonna have to figure it out. But going directly from education and thinking you're getting to a power position, it's not gonna happen. And so a lot of times they finish education and they're frustrated because they feel like they should be in power. And that's not how it happens. It's a process. And that's what you see a lot of people, like they said the other day about LeBron James. He is a genius. They say he's an Einstein when it comes to basketball because he didn't have to go through college to get it done. And another guy being interviewed was like Houston. He was like, well, no, you can't count that. Michael Jordan is still the greatest, But in reality, when it comes to investing, the least amount that you have to put into something to get the highest return gets you the highest return. So if I can get to $1 billion, but all I had to put in it was high school, then I'm doing better than the person who had to go all, and spend 100, 200, or even had to slow down by 10 years to get this education. So, definitely, just taking it literally, education is not equal to power. Just as a thought, but that's the whole topic. If I ain't give you stuff to make you think, then wouldn't be fun at all. What about this one? A bird in the hand is worth two in the bush.
I don't even know what that means.
Right?
Because what you have in your hand belongs to you.
Yeah, and to the lady who is frustrated, I'm not sure who it is, but I'm gonna find you. I am working on my PhD right now. So I'm not telling people not to get an education. I have my master's, I have an undergrad. Look on my website, jbbryan.com. I am probably considered highly educated. So I'm just saying that education is not equal to power. That's all I'm saying. So I humbly say that. I'm not trying to make you mad. So a bird in the hand is worth two in the bush is like saying that if you have me, then that's better than pursuing, two other birds, that are out there in the bush. Because you have what is guaranteed already in your hand. And that's easy to say, but sometimes the bird in the hand is not the best thing to have. Sometimes people say, I got a bird in the hand, and it's not enough. They just start becoming complacent. They use it as an excuse to not do better. Well, you know what? I got this job. I'm not going to go out there and try to apply for something else. I got this, what I'm saying? Like, it could be, easier, like say, okay, this is good when you're looking at it personally. But professionally, is settling for the bird in the hand actually the best option? Like, I meet people all the time, and they've done a particular way of investing all the time. They always do CDs. And then they go, well, I want to grow my money. I want other investment options. But they never will take the chance because they're saying, well, this CD right here, you know what I mean, is more valuable to me than the possibility of getting anything else. And when you do a risk tolerance quiz, that's really what it talks about, especially the updated algorithm. And any of you haven't done a most recent risk tolerance quiz for the full service members, make sure that we update it, because it has like, would you want this certain, that's the bird in the hand, or do you want a chance at making this better return? And it just keeps taking you through different scenarios till we get a score to see how much growth will make you happy. And some people are going to be a 32. But if you want to actually get, 15, 20% return, possibly, you're going to have to think about getting out of just the certainty, what you're accustomed to. So do you, and now this one is probably a stretch, but I just wanted us to think about it. You are what you eat. Do you believe that?
I do.
Yes,
I highly believe that.
I do
Okay.
too.
If you
So
eat if you eat unhealthy, you're unhealthy.
but
If
that's
you
not
eat,
what it says. It says you are what you eat. So
hey,
so if
that's
you eat
that's what I say.
so if you eat something that's fat free, does that mean you will not get fat?
No.
No.
Because we know that fat free food actually has what? Usually more
Sugar.
sugar, right?
Sugar.
And sugar what? Will kill you.
Okay, then you are what you eat.
Well, but it says fat free on it. So everybody's buying it.
You are what you eat.
Because they're trying not to
Then
get
you're gonna
fat.
get fat.
So that but they're trying not to get fat, so they get fat free
That's
food.
not what you said. You are what you eat.
Yeah, you're
You
not.
are what you eat. If you eat fat,
If you eat
again, Jay, you are messing it up
if you
again.
eat but if you
You didn't say you are healthy. You just say you are what you eat.
yes, and you're not. Because actually if you eat fat, especially your healthy fats, you'll actually be better off than with your eating
But that's
fat-free
not what
food.
you're saying.
But that's my point, that you eat fat, it's actually not bad for you to eat fat. It's
But that's
actually
not
bad
what
for
you're
you to
saying.
eat the
That's
fat-free
not what
food.
you're saying.
That's what I'm saying.
No. Maybe you mean something different. But you're saying you are what you eat.
Yes.
So if you are what you eat, you are what you eat.
Okay, so listen to what I'm saying. If you eat fat, you will not get fat. And if you eat fat-free, you will not get fat-free.
But
That's what
not
I'm
you're saying.
saying. And that's the truth, the science behind it. Fat-free has more sugar typically. And the fat, your healthy fats, your olive oil, your MCT, your coconut oil will actually can help you lose fat.
Speak your truth.
It's not told to us. You know what I'm saying? But I actually have lost 50 pounds by eating more fat.
Because you are what you
Eat
eat.
more fat, exactly. No, but I'm not fat. It brought down my fat by eating fat. But we'll talk more about that. But you're not really what you eat, because you can eat more fat and actually lose fat. And you can eat fat free and actually gain fat. Something to think about. Something to think about. But investigate the healthy fats. It'll change your life.
But you're talking only about fats, JB. What
Yes.
about if you're just a vegetarian and you eat vegetables? If you're on a vegetarian diet, then you're apt to be healthier.
But
than a
I'm
person
just
who does
saying,
not.
yes. And then if you only do that, then that would work. Then it would work. But when you look at it holistically, you are what you eat. That's a big statement that really has misled a lot of us, because we're not what we're eating because we think it's good for us is actually that's bad for us. And you really can't comment on it because you're a thin person.
I'm a vegetarian. I'm a pescatarian.
Good.
Not Jenny Jones.
Exactly. You are what you eat. That's right. Indeed. And I think that's what it really meant. But all of these, they had good intention, I think. Just like with education is power, it had good intention. It was like, you can't get a job without getting that education because they want you to think that getting a job is power.
It's all about perspective.
That's right.
Exactly.
That's right. That's right. Exactly. What about it is what it is?
It is what it is.
It is what it is.
That's what it is.
But what a lazy statement. It really it doesn't have to be. It is what it is. You know what I'm saying? No, it's not. You know what I mean? It's not. It doesn't have to be that. But it is what it is. It is what it is. But you see how everybody got mad at Trump for saying it, because they got mad at him because they don't want it to be. It is what it is. They want it to be, but I can make this better. And that's how we can turn this around.
But until you make it better, it is what it is.
Exactly. Look, are you agreeing with him? Exactly.
It is
No,
what it is.
no,
That's
no,
right.
no.
That's right. Yes, you are. I think you agree with him. I'm gonna tell
No, I think
everybody.
he's saying
Jay
it is
agreed
what
with
it is.
Trump.
No, he's not going to try to change it. I'm just saying it is what it is till we make it better.
That's right.
And you
That's
can look
right.
at him and tell he is what he eats.
Exactly. He is what he is. What about don't put all your eggs in one basket?
That's true.
You know, like it is not always true because in many situations, it depends on how you look at the basket. Because I have seen people who say, you know, JB, you know what I mean? I can't have all my eggs in one basket. So I got Jim Bob over there. He got some of my money, and Scotty over there got some money, and you got some of my money. And, you know, I left some of it back in New York and some money, you know, because they think it's
And that-
not all in one basket. The disadvantage is that they're not getting a clear picture of what they have. So when I finally get to say, well, you know what, just tell me what you got at Scott, and you got with Bob, and you got in New York, and you got over here, let's look. And they're repeating the same thing at all the different places. They don't even realize they're not even diversified. So you think you're not in one basket, but they're still in one basket. It's just scattered. So when it comes to money, we have to be very careful because how you see this, not all your eggs in one basket, can mean that you're not getting a clear, organized look at what your money is doing. And I think that especially as you mature, that it's important to have things more consolidated, more organized, and at least know where everything is and what risk you're exposed to and how to get to and what type of liquidity you have and everything. What about a leopard cannot change its spots?
I don't know what that means.
Who is that?
All right, I'll be quiet.
It
I'm gonna mute
sounds
my-
like when somebody shows you who they are, you better believe it.
You can't see. That was Jaquan. That's what I call Mike. Jaquan. That was Jaquan.
All right, Keisha.
So a leopard cannot change its spots. You know, it's saying that people don't change. And you know, y'all, we know that's not true.
Yeah, hopefully.
But people say that, like, oh, you say something like, oh, can't teach an old dog new tricks. You know, isn't that
Now,
terrible?
that's true.
you stupid. You stupid. I don't believe that. We can always learn.
And I couldn't teach them nothing.
We can always learn. You know, you always learning. We always are learning. You know, and people can always get better. Like
2 husbands, and I couldn't teach them nothing.
Oh Lord.
Nothing. That's because you
You
ain't
have
go
to
to
have
the
the
range. You
desire.
ain't go to the range. I'm just joking. Nah,
You have to have the will and the desire to want to change the spots.
That's
Like the
right.
person themselves, if they don't
Right.
want to change.
Yes. And but they can change their spots. They
Right,
can
but you
change their
But
life.
you can't. Right,
I
exactly.
can.
They can.
But it's saying that a leopard cannot change its spots, you know, and they say it with conviction, like you better not trust that person. The leopard can't change their spots, you know. You never know.
Well, a person ain't a leopard, first of all.
Oh, true. But we use it. We use it. How you doing, Mr. Richardson? We use.
Yeah, I'm good.
What were you gonna say?
Nothing.
Tell them you changed your spots, didn't you?
Yeah, I sure did.
That's right. That's right. That's right.
Yeah.
But you're right. It was your choice, though.
Yeah, it has to be your choice.
That's
Yeah,
right.
because if you don't think different, you're not gonna do different.
That's right.
Simple as that.
That's right. It's mental, and that's all. That's all this is about. Is that I believe that our mind is so powerful that we can go. I love the baby. I love her. She's so sweet. What about this? Next to my last one. If you want something done right, you have to do it yourself.
No.
No.
Right? Right?
You're not an expert at everything.
Sometimes.
There you go. It's like, you know, you have to learn to trust that someone can do something better, and they can do a good job for you. And I think that, especially from a business perspective, it's important for you to be able to teach people to do what you need. So if they can't, you go in a business and their people are not doing a good job, and then that's a reflection of them. Like I literally I tell Janae exactly how I want her to call you, what I want her to say, everything. And if she calls and I hear it and she didn't say it in that order, I go back and I explain to her why it's important to explain to Mr. Richardson that blah, 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 blah. If not, still a reflection of you. And instead people will go, oh my God, I don't understand why they did that. Well, they did that because you're a bad manager and you haven't taught them well. But isn't it true? You'll go in the store and you'll complain and they start complaining about the person too. It's like, but they're complaining about themselves because they're a reflection of your ability to tell them what the task has to be. So no, you can't, it can be done right by someone else, but you have to tell them exactly what you want.
And you have to trust that they're going to do it.
That's right. And look,
I think the key word is you don't trust them. Like you can give it to them and you may not trust that they're going to deliver it the way you gave it to them.
That's right. And we don't go back and check. Like we have to have the accountability. You have to check it. Like, when you call somewhere and they go, this call may be listened to, blah, 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 blah. There's really a person there listening. And sometimes when I'm calling in to complain, I go, supervisor, are you listening to this? Like, do you hear this discussion I'm having with your employee? They are tripping. So with that, and then with COVID, with people working at home, oh my goodness, service has been horrible. But it's because people are being asked to do things and they're not getting the management that they need. But I believe in like in Wall Street, like I like for Janae to see me. I like for her to see me because you see on in New York Stock Exchange, everybody's talking. When they're talking, there's no like walls and cubicles like now, because of COVID, everything is different. But we have to all talk and look at each other and think, because everything is going on. Somebody call and say, I need to sell something, they can't say, oh well, she's in a meeting right now, so things have to be done. So, but they can only be done as well as the person who gives them the assignment. So if you want things done right, you have to do it yourself if you don't know how to train people, so, and that's part of your responsibility indeed. But I do feel that people can do things better than you can. Better than you can. I know they can do it better than I can.
Ain't nobody do it better than Keisha.
I know that, right? Keisha's the girl. So good things come to those who wait. How about that? Good things come to those who wait.
Not always.
I know. I mean, it makes people lazy. They say good things come to those who wait. It doesn't. Nothing in my life has come to me because I waited for it. Nothing.
That's not true, because I haven't seen you smile like that since you met Mike. I
know, but I went to get him.
Been there.
I bought him from China.
You didn't buy him.
I did from China.
He just showed up one day.
Oh, right. They said boyfriends for sale. I was like, whoa, that one looks cute. Nah, but I went to get it. I went after it. No, but I didn't. Somebody will believe that. That's a joke. Here's a boyfriend. I would, because I would have chosen LeBron. Just joking. So definitely that good things come to those who wait. It's not true. It's just not true. Like we have to, and when I talk about it, I'm saying as an entrepreneur. No, if I was told specifically to wait till I was older before I started my company. It was like, don't do it. You're too young. And if I had done that, everything would have been differently. Everything went in the order in which it was. So,
Damn.
you have to be intentional about everything that you say and everything that you do with your life. If not, things will just happen. Things will just happen. I haven't seen anybody that I admire where they are in
Go
life
up there.
that doesn't say, I did this on purpose. Y'all feel me on that? You did it on purpose. You intentionally got up and walked around the river this morning, Jenny. You did that on purpose. It's not by accident that you're healthy, Terry. It's not accident, Laura, that you are, like you said, I'm healthy because you make certain choices with your life.
You put in the work.
You put in the work. You know what I mean? Yes. Stemmy, I know you would agree. I know y'all agree. Y'all agree? Yeah.
Yeah.
Anybody have any of these that they think about, or anybody want to fuss at me for being so literal about stuff before you go? Miss Miss Hernandez, see, you should have said something. I thought I probably had your mic open. What happened to you, Miss Ramadan? Good things come to those who go after it. That's right. Speak. Isn't it true? Where's Miss Ramadan's going to be a motivational speaker when she grows up. She's a principal now. We got a principal and a teacher in here, and I'm talking about education is not power. They were about to smack me. But look, y'all just got to bear with me. I don't know what I was doing or how I thought about it or how this topic came, but I really do think, I do know that it makes a difference on what we accept. I remember I've told you about my website, refusetobebroke.com. And I really did an entire campaign that every day I put on Facebook, refusetobebroke.com, over and over, did workshops, refuse to be broke, refuse to be broke. And it literally turned my financial life around.
Wow.
Refuse to be broke. Seriously, Miss Three.
That's that's good. I like that.
Yes. Refuse. Number two, be broke. Because so many people who make so much money are still broke. Like, and because of just worrying, get to the, payday and all your money is already gone. That's, people making 150, 200,000 a year household income, and you don't have, you're still stressing. And I learned that from starting my own business, that you can adjust, like you can live off a lot less than we think that we can live off of.
Yeah,
Yes.
when you broke, that's when you really know it.
Right?
What do you think about your wealth is in your health?
Your wealth and your health are well, I guess if I was literal, you see, I ain't say that one because
I was just wondering with that one. Do you
look, don't
agree
be
with
taking
that?
one of
Wealth is in
mine.
your health.
Look, because literally, there are a lot of sick people who are very very wealthy, right? I mean, sometimes, because you could easily let yourself go into. I used to say that the more money I make, the bigger my waist gets. I mean, see, it's like that and it really makes sense because of the stress factor.
It does.
And the hormone. And so you have to be very careful how you eat, the more busy you are and the more lives that you're helping, because you can help everybody else and then forget to take care of yourself. That's right. And I had to make a serious effort, and I still have to every day make a serious effort to take care of myself, because easily your wealth can be great and your health can be on decline. and you get there and all you want is to figure out a way to get healthy again. So you spend
So,
all the money on how to get healthy again.
so are you saying you agree with that one? Your wealth is in your health?
Well, over the long term, definitely, because if you do the short term and you make all the money, you're going to lose all the wealth because you're going to have to pay for the stuff. If you want to live, you have to pay for the
Exactly.
stuff to get it back, get yourself back on track. And then you're going to start making less money because you got to get
Exactly.
healthy. Isn't that something?
I
Yep.
agree with that because I have a praise report. I now don't have to have surgery. That was going to be a big expense.
That's
Oh,
so good.
Two
wow.
medications, praise
Wow.
God.
That's
Took me
good.
off 2 medications. That was expensive. Yeah,
Congratulations.
that's a praise report.
Yes, it is.
Don't
Yes,
get
it
me
is.
pumped up in here.
That's
Amen.
beautiful. And it's all because of
Amen.
AfroEconomics. You know that.
Yes,
I'm just joking.
yes. Praise God. Praise God.
That's right. After I told you how much the uncovered medical expenses are in retirement, right? You're like, I gotta change this thing around. Exactly. That's right. Good
No
for you.
surgery. Oh my Lord, God is good.
Isn't
All
that
the
good?
Yes,
time.
God
he
is
is.
so good.
That's so good. And then we're gonna continue to think about how important it is to keep that type of positive mindset, like what she just said. I love it when the grown folk talk to us about how important it is to keep ourselves healthy and keep our mind right. That positive attitude will do everything
Makes
for your
all the
health.
difference.
It
Yep, I
does. It
agree.
really does.
And you know what? Another thing, being around positive people. You guys have been
Yes.
so good for me to
Yes.
be around.
Yeah.
I don't see your faces, but to hear your voices is so good. I live alone, and just to hear your voices is so
Amen.
good to
Amen.
me.
Amen.
Thank
Amen.
you.
Amen. Because you know I don't like sharing the microphone. So y'all know the only reason I open up the mic is because I love
Well,
y'all.
thank you. Thank you.
I know where
Look,
you live. If I
I know, but I said, you know what? This is COVID, and we all need this. This is health. This is mental health. You know, exactly. We
I
need it
know.
to interaction. Y'all need to beat up somebody. Y'all need to get me tonight. Don't you feel
Oh, we
good?
beat you up tonight.
Like you got
And
got
by the
that
way,
workout in. I was dodging them,
Kay,
dodging
by the
them.
way, your makeup look beautiful.
Thank you.
Yes.
It does.
Thank you. It's the same makeup, but I switched out the camera. I had this camera sitting over there, and I put that other camera, external camera on, and it makes it look totally different, like I did something different, and I didn't.
Okay.
So cameras do make a difference. Indeed. Indeed. I appreciate y'all. So now you know that's a tip. Look, do check out external cameras. Look, but remember that time I told y'all that everything that we need, we already have? It was
Yes.
literally like 3 feet away from me over on a stack that I bought years ago. And I said, oh, let me try this. And I haven't used it. And then that was the day after I did my
Oh
last
wow.
my TV interview. I was like, oh, wow, I wish I had had it for when I did that. So, but we have everything you need to achieve everything that you desire. We have it all. But if we decide that we don't have, I remember when I started my business, all I had was a little teeny space on a Huguenot Road, this old little building, and a little teeny spot, and a fax machine, and a laptop computer, and that was it. But I remember today, Wells Fargo president said that they don't hire enough Black people because they don't have a talent pool of Black people, I guess, in financial services. And I thought to myself, if I hadn't started my company, that would have been the president of my firm who had said something like that. You know, so that the I don't know what else to tell. I don't know, but you know what? That's real though, and he spoke the truth. And I really don't think that we should like attack people for speaking the truth. What we need to do is really check ourselves when they speak the truth. Because me getting upset about it, you know what I mean, doesn't change anything, you know? But I remember when I'm going to tell you one thing that most people will never do what I've had to do to build this company and to be a stockbroker and to be the only Black person in that room, it's not a salary job. So a lot of people, we've been socialized to take salary jobs. I did not know what I was going to make. I did not know what bills I was going to pay. I did not, you know what I mean? I was all in, and not one time did they send a deal to me or have a referral, and they all play golf and were friends and stuff together.
It was
So I
gospel.
can appreciate why we don't have a lot of Black people in financial services, because we're more likely to come out of school and have school loans. You know, so
Yeah.
when I took this job that didn't have a salary, you know, I, I, you know, you still have school loans. I still had loans to pay. So it takes a lot of faith, you
I was
know,
going
and
to say, you stepped out on faith. That's what I was
yeah,
thinking.
a lot of
Yeah.
faith. And that's something that we as a community need to realize, you know, that um, we're not really encouraging our young people to do things that don't give you a salary.
Yeah.
You, you know, we're not saying, well, you know what, it's okay because you're going to be building your life over time. You're going to, you know, build a book of business, and it might take a little bit of time, but that's going to be your customers. And in a few years, if you want to start your own company, you could take them. Nobody told me that.
Mm.
Nobody told me that. My family looked at me like she has lost her mind when she knows she finished graduate school and she gonna do this. somebody talk to her, you know, like it wasn't, you know, and sometimes when we don't do what people think you're supposed to do, we don't
Yeah.
support them anymore.
Yes.
You know,
Mhm.
so, you know, realize I always see that as, what does my community have to do? I know what I have to do is inspire, you know, be the inspiration, be the example, do right by you. So when they're recruiting somebody, they go, you heard of JB Bryan? Because they think, you know, they do it. You know what I'm saying? Be like her and work here. So but I want to be that. I want to do right. I don't want to be a bad example, because I remember when I started at the firm and they walked over to me with a Wall Street Journal and they said, "Have you heard of him?" And I said, "No." And it was a brother who was being cited and sued for stealing people's money. And I was so glad I didn't know him. I don't know, but he became head of an organization, a Black business group. He's gone now, but that was amazing to me. Like, he was in the Wall Street Journal for stealing people's money. And he got a job over our businesses. Oh my goodness. That is amazing. I said, no, I don't know him, sir. Lost his license and everything. Yes, indeed, Ms. Ramadan. I have to be the change that I want to see in the world.
I was
Mhm.
thinking the same thing. Wow.
Yeah.
Yes.
Mm.
Yep. Be the
You
change you
know,
want to see.
all of you are, though.
Mhm.
All of you are. And I appreciate you supporting me tonight. I mean, it is so hard for us to give love to each other. You know that?
Yeah.
No,
I know, that's right. I love you.
it
But,
ain't
you
hard.
know, just in
I was going to
general,
say it's not hard. I think it depends on the person, because I don't think it's hard for you. I don't think it's hard for
no,
me. You know,
no,
a lot of people, I don't think it's hard. I think it's the ones that don't give love. It may be hard for them.
exactly. But
Oh.
we probably attracted, you know, to each other. But in general, like, you know, our community will unite more around something of controversy than around something about love. And that's what AfroEconomics is about, you know, love. And I'm so glad that we have never allowed it to go south. No, because
Good.
it's we have kept it together. Open mic is not easy. Right, Miss Hernandez? You know, it can go either way. Remember, you heard one person, they were getting mad.
Woo.
I was like, oh no. I think it's look, I think it's a family member. I was just joking. But isn't that funny though? That would be your cousin. Oh, that's my cousin. Well, y'all have a wonderful, wonderful Wednesday night. And then don't forget, Friday morning is our members only And I am available at jb@jbbryan.com. All of you watching this on social media, get on the good foot so you can be live too. And I know y'all make comments and I'll be over there and check on y'all later, but you can watch it live. Go to AfroEconomics.com and register so you can get the Zoom link. How you doing, Bonita and Francine? Two sisters. Two sisters. Isn't that something? Y'all have a
Hey,
great night.
JB.
Thanks, JB. Everyone have a
Hey.
good evening.
Okay,
Hey,
you
good
too.
night.
Everybody, I'm going tomorrow to vote early.
I saw that. Where do you have to go?
I'm going to Durham.
Oh, to the government center. Great.
Mhm,
Okay.
mhm.
I don't know. I really want to go on election day just so the excitement of it.
Well, I
What
might
are
go
you
there too.
What are you gonna do? I know, right? Exactly. And you can just stand outside. Exactly. That's a good idea. I think I would do it your way. Go to the government center, and then I could just go visit on election day.
Exactly.
Yeah, I'll do a
And take it all
drive-by.
in.
Drive-by. Yeah, take
I'm
pictures
gonna
for
do a
social.
drive-by.
Yeah. Agree with
Okay.
look, or not do it at all. Can you bring me a sticker? I'm just joking. I'm going. I'm going. I'm going.
Tomorrow,
I'm
I
going.
don't think it's
Bye-bye.
Bye bye,
Bye.
y'all. Good night.
Good night.
Love y'all.